Hey guys, Mr. McLean here again, and I've got a second lesson here now on systems of equations. The situation this time is that in this system, not all of the equations are in the y equals mx plus b form. So we have to do a little work before we actually do the equal values method. So here's our system. We've got y equals 3x plus 11, and then the bottom equation is the one that we're going to have to work on. We're going to have to fix this equation to get it into y equals mx plus b form. So I'm going to move the 6 over. And that gives me 2x minus 6 equals, and I have to be careful, that's a negative 2y. And then we'll divide by negative 2, and every term gets divided by negative 2. And that's going to make it so that the equation is solved for y. Y by itself equals, so this is going to be 2 divided by a negative 2, that's negative 1x, and a negative divided by a negative is a positive, so that's going to be plus 3. All right, so now this equation is going to be my second equation. And now we can do the equal values method like we did the other day. So this quantity can be substituted in place of y in this equation, and that'll get us started. So that's going to give me negative 1x plus 3 equals 3x plus 11. All right, now we'll solve this equation, and that'll give us the x value for the point of intersection. So here we go. I'm going to add this x, and that's going to get us 3 equals 4x. Let's see here. Let's try that again. 4x. Wow, that's a mess. Let's fix this. 4x plus 11. Okay, now it's cooperating. And we'll move the 11 over. That's going to get me that 4x equals negative 8. And then we'll divide. And that's going to put us at x equals negative 2. So now we know it's negative 2 comma something. And just like the other day, we need to get the y value. And I'm going to use, we want to use the original equation. So I'm going to use the top equation from the original set. So it's 3 times what we think x is, then plus 11. And we have that the x is a negative 2. So that's going to be negative 6 plus 11, which is 5. So according to that equation, when x is negative 2, y is 5. All right, so then we'll do our check. And I'm going to use this original equation, because that way, if there was a mistake made during this process, it'll catch it in the check. So we're going to go 2 times x, which we say is negative 2, equals 6 minus 2y. And we're going to use that to figure out what the y value would be. So let's see, this is going to be a negative 4 equals 6 minus 2y. I'm going to have to give myself some more room here. Now I'm going to subtract the 6. Gets me negative 2y equals negative 10. And we'll divide by negative 2. And that one's not cooperating again. Let's undo that and try that again. Divide by, oh, all right, well, it's kind of laggy. And that was a negative 2. So that gets me that y is 5, which checks. So now we know that this is the correct point of intersection. Okay, so let's try another one. All right, this time the equation will be a little easier maybe. X plus y equals 3. And I can see right off the bat I'm going to have to fix this equation, so maybe I'll just do it now. Let's do this. Let's be consistent here. We'll go minus x and minus x. And that's going to get me that y equals a negative x and a positive 3. Okay, so now that thing's in the correct form. The other equation, which I didn't write down yet, is also not in the right form. It's 2x minus y equals negative 9. So I have to fix this one too. All right, I think I'm going to do this a little different. I'm going to add the y so that it's a positive y term. That's going to get me that 2x is the same thing as a negative 9 and a positive y. So we'll add the 9. Boy, it's really laggy today. And we're going to add the 9. And that's going to get me that y equals 2x plus 9. All right, so now these are my two equations for my system. And I'll take this quantity and I'll put it in place of y. So let's see. I've got that 2x plus 9 equals the opposite of x plus 3. And we're going to solve that equation. I'll add the x. And that gives me that 3x plus 9 equals 3. We'll subtract this 9. Oops. Let's be consistent here. And that gets me that 3x equals negative 6. And if we divide, we're going to get x equals negative 2 again. Okay, so now we know that the point of intersection is at negative 2 comma something. And we need to get this y value. Now this is where it gets a little bit tricky because I should use the original equation. And I think I'm going to use this one first. So according to that equation, x plus y equals, forgot already, 3. And we said that the x is negative 2. So we need to solve for y. So we'll add the 2. Yeah, that's a coincidence, because look at that. We got y equals 5 again. All right, so negative 2 comma 5, according to that first equation, is the point of intersection. So we're going to go grab the second equation and do our check. And again, we should be using the original equations for the get the y value and for the check. So here the original equation was 2 times x minus y equals negative 9. I could do this because I have an x and a y both now. So 2 times x minus y equals negative 9. And we said that the x was negative 2 and that the y was 5. And if this works, we're in good shape. Let's see. Negative 4 minus 5 equals negative 9. And that's true. So that checks. And so now we know this is the correct point of intersection. Okay, so I'm going to leave you with that and send you off to do some practice. Good luck, guys.